Tasya Yananjana Shalakaya Chaksurunmilitan Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we're reading Krishna book and we're on chapter number 84, Vasudeva Yajnas.
我们今天继续阅读 Krishna 快乐的泉源。我们读到84章，标题是 Vasudeva 举行的祭祀。
So we heard how Vasudeva had approached all the great sages with a question. He wanted to know what is the ultimate sacrifice which we have to do to counteract all of our sinful reactions.
Vasudeva 就接近了圣者们，他提出一个问题，要抵消我们的罪恶反应，我们的举行的终极的祭祀是什么？
So first of all, Narada answered, and he said something about this. And then, after Narada spoke, then the sages began to speak to Vasudeva.
首先是Narada 回答问题，他是回答之后呢，圣者们也开始回答。
And the sages were speaking in the presence of Lord Krishna and Balaram and many other kings.
圣者们当着 Krishna、Balarama 和许多其他国王的面来回答的。
So they give, the great sages gave their instructions to Vasudeva. They told him that in order to counteract the reactions of our activities and to counteract the desires which we have, then we have to worship Lord Vishnu.
圣者们说，为了抵消我们的活动反应以及抵消我们的愿望，我们要崇拜主威什努。
You have to do the different sacrifices meant for worshiping Lord Vishnu.
并要执行崇拜主威什努的祭礼。
Actually, the results of all of our sacrifices are meant for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu.
事实上，我们祭祀的结果都是应该指向主威什努。
Great sages and enlightened persons, they're able to see everything through the eyes of the scriptures.
伟大的圣者们以及那些已经觉悟了的人们，都是透过经典的眼睛来看待万事万物。
And they have the power to see all the three phases of time: past, present, and future.
他们有能力能够看到时间的三个阶段：过去、现在和未来。
So these great personalities, they all recommend that in order to purify the dust of material contamination, there's a prescribed process.
这些伟大的人物们一致推荐说，要洁净心中积聚的物质污染，就要遵守规则。
You have to purify the dust of material contamination in the heart.
要清除内心的物质污染、尘埃。
And you have to clear the path of liberation.
要清洁解脱的道路。
And you have to be able to please Lord Vishnu.
还要取悦主 Vishnu。
Everyone who lives as a householder in the higher castes, like the Brahman and the Kshatriya and Vaishya, they will worship the Supreme Lord Vishnu.
以居士身份而生活的 Brahman、Kshatriya 和 Vaishya 都被推荐要崇拜至尊主 Vishnu。
Lord Vishnu is also known as Purushottam, meaning he's the original person.
主 Vishnu 也以 Purushottam 而闻名，意思就是原初之人。
So to worship him is the only auspicious path.
崇拜他是唯一的吉祥之途。
For the conditioned souls in the material world, they have deep desires to lord over the material energy.
此间物质世界，一切受条件限制的灵魂都有驾驭物质自然资源根深蒂固的欲望。
Everyone wants to get more money and they want to enjoy life to greater than everyone else.
每一个人都希望尽量的赚钱，享受超过每一个其他的人。
And everyone wants to have a wife and a home and children.
每一个人都希望有家庭、妻儿。
Everyone wants to become happy in this world.
每一个人都希望在这个世界快乐。
And in the next life, they want to go to the heavenly planets.
在来生想提升到天堂星球。
But these kind of desires, this is the cause of our bondage to the material world.
但这些欲望都是我们被束缚在物质世界的根源。
To get out of this material world, we have to sacrifice. We have to sacrifice all of our honest earned wealth for the satisfaction of Vishnu.
要想从这些束缚中解脱出来，便要为满足主 Vishnu 而牺牲正当赚来的钱财。
The only process to counteract all of our material desires is to engage in the devotional service of Lord Vishnu.
对抗各种物质欲望的唯一途径是从事主 Vishnu 的奉爱服务。
In this way, if a person is self-controlled, he can remain in householder life.
这样，对于一个自制的人，他可以留在居士生活，
But he has to give up the three kinds of material desires.
但是他要放弃3种物质欲望。
He has to give up the desire for opulence, for wealth.
他要放弃获得物质富裕的欲望，
And he has to give up the desire for enjoying his wife and children.
他要放弃享受妻儿的欲望，
And also he has to give up the desire to go to higher planets like heaven.
他也要放弃 被提升到像天堂这样的高等星宿的愿望。
He should give up family life and accept the renounced life.
他要放弃居士生涯，接受弃绝生活。
So then he can fully engage in devotional service.
这样他就可以完全从事为主做奉爱服务。
And even if you're born in a high-class family like a Brahmin or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya, still you have a debt to the demigods and to the sages and to the forefathers.
纵使投生于较高的地位，如 Brahman、Kshatriya 或 Vaishya， 也必定欠下半神人、圣哲、祖先的债。
And you have a debt also to other living entities.
也欠下了其他生物体的债。
So to get rid of these debts, you have to do sacrifice.
为了偿还这些债务，就要举行祭祀。
And you have to study the Vedic literature.
要研习伟大文献。
And you have to also generate children in a religious householder life.
还要以宗教性的居士生活孕育下一代。
So if you become renounced without paying these debts, then you'll fall down from your position.
谁若没有偿还这些债务，便接受生命的弃绝阶段，那他必定从他的地位上沉沦。
Of course, today you've paid your debts to your forefathers and the sages.
现在你已经偿还了亏欠于半神人和祖先的债务。
So now you can perform sacrifice and you can get free from your debt to the demigods.
现在你可以举行献祭，偿还欠半神的债。
Then you're able to take complete shelter of the Supreme Lord.
之后，你便可以完全托庇于至尊主 Krishna。
So the sages told Vasudeva that certainly you've already performed many pious activities in your previous lives.
圣哲们对 Vasudeva 说：“你的前生必定已经从事了很多虔诚活动。”
You must have, because you become the father of Krishna and Balaram. They're both your children, so you must have performed many pious activities.
你成为了 Krishna 与 Balaram 的父亲，你的前程你一定从事了很多虔诚活动。
So when Vasudeva heard all of this from the sages, then he offered his obeisances unto their lotus feet.
当 Vasudeva 听过圣哲的发言后，便向他们的莲花足顶拜。
And then he asked the sages to perform the yajna.
他之后请求圣哲们举行雅雅祭祀。
So they selected the sages to do the yajna, and they got Vasudeva to collect the required paraffin, all the things needed to do the yajna.
圣哲们被推举为祭祀中的祭师，他们请求 Vasudeva 在这个地方预备祭祀所需要的物品。
So first, when Vasudeva started to do the yajna, all the members of the Yadu dynasty, they took their bath and they dressed themselves very nicely.
Vasudeva 被请求先行举行祭祀，而压度中族人继而便沐浴，穿着华丽的衣服。
And they garlanded themselves with beautiful lotus flower garlands.
他们佩戴上美丽的莲花花环。
And Vasudev's wives dressed with nice clothes and ornaments and golden necklaces.
Vasudeva 的妻妾们也穿着美好的衣裳，配着各种饰物和金项链。
And they came to the sacrifice carrying all the things which were needed to offer in the sacrifice.
他们手里捧着供奉祭祀所用的一切物品。
So when everything was ready, they could hear the vibration of the madangas and conch shells and kettle drums and other musical instruments.
一切就绪，mridanga 鼓、海螺、铜鼓及其他乐器之声不绝于耳。
Then there were professional dancers, both men and women. They began to dance.
男女职业舞蹈家们翩翩起舞。
And then there's people called the suttas. There's people, they're professional singers. And they began to sing songs of praising the Yadu dynasty, praising Vasudeva.
之后是成为 Sutta 的职业歌唱家们，以歌曲颂扬 Vasudeva 和亚度王朝。
Then the Gandharvas and their wives, they all have very sweet voices. They began to sing beautiful songs, auspicious songs.
甘达尔瓦们及其声音甜美的妻子们也竞相唱起吉祥的歌曲。
And then Vasudeva put black ointment around his eyes.
Vasudeva 就用黑色的眼膏涂在眼睛四周。
And then he put butter all over his body.
他还以黄油涂遍全身。
And then Vasudeva took his 18 wives, headed by Devaki. Devaki was the chief of his 18 wives. And he took them, and they all went and they sat in front of the priests.
接着，他带着以 Devaki 为首的18名妻子，一同坐在祭司面前。
So they sat there in front of the priest just to get purified by the Abhishek ceremony.
他们希望在Abhishek 这种沐浴仪式当中得到净化。
And they did the Abhishek exactly according to the instructions of the scriptures.
Abhishek 仪式完全是遵从经典的规则。
So Vasudeva looked like the moon surrounded by stars.
看上去 Vasudeva 就好像众星捧月一般。
So he got initiated for the sacrifice. He was initiated just for the sacrifice.
Vasudeva 为了举行祭祀仪式 ，Vasudeva 得到启迪。
And he was dressed in a deer skin.
他身穿鹿皮。
But his wives, they were all dressed in nice saris, and they had bangles and necklaces and earrings and many ornaments.
但他的妻子们却穿着美丽的 sari， 手上戴着镯子、项链、脚踝等等其他饰物。
So Vasudeva looked very beautiful, surrounded by his wives.
在妻子的烘托下 ，Vasudeva 显得越发俊美。
He was just like the king of heaven when he performs a yajna.
当他举行雅各亚祭祀时 仿佛天地一样。
So then Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram came there with their wives and their children and relatives, and they all sat down in that great sacrificial arena.
之后，主 Krishna 和主 Balarama 及其妻子、儿女们和亲人们一起安坐在祭祀场中央。
The Supreme Personality of Godhead was present there, along with his multi-energies and many other living entities.
看上就像至尊哥守神及其所属个体生物和多种能力一同出席。
So previously people had heard how Krishna has many energies, but on this day they were able to see how Krishna has so many energies.
在此之前，人们听说主 Krishna 有多种能力，但是在这个场合，他们能够亲自见证至尊哥守神和他不同的能力。
So at that time, Lord Krishna appeared just like Lord Narayan, and Lord Balaram appeared just like Lord Sankarshan.
此时此际，主 Krishna 就仿佛主 Narayana， 而主 Balarama 则仿佛是 Sankarsana。
Sankarshan is the reservoir of all living entities.
Sankarsana 是所有众生的源头。
Vasudeva satisfied Lord Vishnu by offering sacrifices.
Vasudeva 通过举行献祭取悦了主 Vishnu。
He did some sacrifices, did different yajnas, all known by different names.
他举行了各种各类的祭祀。
So each sacrifice, there's different articles which have to be offered in special ways.
在每一种祭祀当中，都要求以特定的方式来供奉特定的物品。
So when the sacrifice is done properly, then Lord Vishnu is pleased.
正确的举行祭祀，便能取悦主 Vishnu。
The ultimate purpose of offering sacrifice is to please Lord Vishnu.
举行祭祀的最终目的就是取悦主 Vishnu。
But because this is Kali Yuga, now it's very difficult to get all the items required for sacrifice.
但是因为是在卡里年代，要搜集供奉祭祀的各种祭品非常困难。
People don't have the meat, they don't have the money or the ability to get all the paraphernalia needed.
人们既没有资金，也没有能力来搜集供奉祭祀所需的祭品。
Yeah, they don't have the knowledge and they don't have the ability to offer the real sacrifice.
他们缺乏知识，也没有能力来供奉祭祀。
Because in Kali Yuga, people are very unfortunate. They're full of anxiety and always disturbed by all kinds of problems.
在卡里年代，人们是最不幸的，充满焦虑，受各种问题打扰。
So the only sacrifice recommended in the Kali Yuga is Sankirtan Yajna.
经典唯一推荐的祭祀是齐颂圣名祭祀。
worshipping Lord Chaitanya by doing Sankirtan Yajna is the recommended process in this age.
以齐颂圣名祭祀崇拜主 Chaitanya 是这个年代唯一备受推荐的方法。
So after the different sacrifices were offered, then Vasudeva offered different riches and clothing and ornaments and cows. He gave many gifts to the priests.
在不同祭祀过后，Vasudeva 献上适当的财富、衣裳、饰物给祭司们。
Yeah, he gave them cows.
他还给祭司布施了母牛，
And he gave land.
布施了土地，
And he gave maidservants.
还给他们女仆。
So in this way he satisfied all the priests.
这样他就满足了所有的祭司们。
And then all the wives of Vasudeva, they had to take their special bath.
这之后，Vasudeva 所有妻子们也进行了特定的沐浴。
And then they have to perform a special part of the sacrifice.
他们还要奉行祭祀的特定的部分。
So after they finish the offering, then they take all the different paraphernalia and take their bath together.
在举行祭祀之后，他们接受他们献过必须的物品之后，他们也一同沐浴。
Yeah, they would take the bath. There was a special lake which was made by Lord Parasuram. And they would go there and take their bath.
有一个特殊的湖泊是由帕尔舒拉玛所建的，他们便在这个湖中沐浴。
So after Vasudeva and all of his wives took their bath, then all the garments and all the ornaments which they had worn, they were distributed to the lower, to the people under them who were doing service there, like people who were singing and dancing.
Vasudeva 与妻子们沐浴后，便把衣服和饰物分别送给在他们的下属，例如那些歌手和舞蹈家们。
So whenever you do a sacrifice, it's very important that you have to distribute a lot of charity to other people.
在举行祭祀之后，分发财富是必须的。
The charity is given to the priests and the brahmanas in the beginning.
在一开始要给祭司和 brahmana 布施。
And the clothes and the ornaments which they were wearing, they should be offered in charity to the servants after the sacrifice.
祭祀后便要把旧的衣物和饰物赠予下属随员们。
So Vasudeva and his wife, they gave everything away in charity, and then they dressed themselves with new ornaments and new cloth.
Vasudeva 和妻子们把旧的物品送给下属后，便穿上崭新的饰物和衣裳。
And then they fed everybody very sumptuous, very nice foodstuffs. They fed everyone from the brahmanas down to the dogs.
然后他们豪华的设宴款待了所有的人， 从 Brahmana 一直到狗。
Then all the friends and the family members and the wives and children of Vasudeva, they all got together along with all of the kings.
Vasudeva 的朋友、亲人、妻子和子女们，以及那些国王们都云集在一起。
And all the priests and the demigods and even the ghosts, and everybody was given some kind of charity.
祭司、半神人，甚至是鬼魂，都得到了适当的礼物。
They were given some gifts, or they were just offered some special honor, special respect.
他们或者是得到了合适的礼物，或者是受到了致敬。
So then all the persons who were there, then they gradually began to take permission from Lord Krishna that they could leave there and go back to their homes.
在场的个人都向主 Krishna 请求告辞，之后便各自归家。
And at the same time, they would glorify the wonderful sacrifice made by Vasudeva.
在此过程中，他们赞颂着 Vasudeva 举行的祭祀。
So at that time, many of the different kings and family members of Arjuna, many relatives, they were about to leave, but they felt separation and they began to embrace each other.
这个时候，Arjuna 的家人、亲属们，他们准备离开。这时候，他们感受到了离愁别绪，他们便彼此相互拥抱。
All the members of the Yadu dynasty, they were all embracing the great sages and all the people who had come there.
所有在场的亚度族人拥抱了圣人们和有在场的人们。
Then Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram came there with King Ugrasena, and they satisfied all the people of Vrindavan, like Nanda Maharaj and the cowherd men.
其后，主 Krishna 和主巴拉拉玛以乌国森的王开始取悦 Nanda Maharaj 和所有的牧牛郎。
And they offered them all kinds of gifts to worship them and to please them.
他们献上各种礼物来满足他们，取悦他们。
Because the people of Vrindavan had so much friendship with Vasudeva, they remained there for some time with all the members of the Yadu dynasty. They didn't like to leave because they were such good friends.
因为温达文的居民们非常注重友情，他们便在那里与亚度族人共度了一段时间。
So Vasudeva was so happy that he was so satisfied. His happiness was unlimited.
Vasudeva 感到心满意足，他感到快乐无穷。
So all the members of his family were with him.
他的所有的家庭成员都和他在一起。
And at that time, he took the hand of Nanda Maharaj and began to speak to him.
他握住 Nanda Maharaj 的手，对他说道。
And he said to Nanda Maharaj, Vasudeva said to Nanda Maharaj, said, "My dear brother, the personality of Godhead has made great bondage, a great bond between us, a bond of love and affection.
他说：“亲爱的兄弟，至尊人格创造了一种强大的束缚，那便是爱与情怀的束缚。
This love which we have is very difficult for even great sages and saintly persons to cut down.
我们之间拥有的这份深深的爱意，纵使连伟大的圣者们也难以切断一切。”
You showed so much love for me. I was not able to return the love which you gave to me.
你向我展示了如此的深情厚谊，我无以回报。
I think I'm ungrateful.
我真是忘恩负义。
You have behaved just like the characteristic of a saintly person.
你的行为举止就像圣人，
But I will never be able to repay you.
我永远无法偿还你。
I won't be able to repay you for all your friendly dealings.
对于你的所有这种友谊，我无以回报。
But I'm sure that our tie of love will never break.
我深信我们之间的爱的联系永不会毁灭。
Our friendship will continue. Although I'm not able to repay you, our friendship will continue.
纵使我无力偿还你的恩典，我们的友情仍会长存。
Please forgive me for my inability to repay you.
我无法偿还对你的欠你的债务，希望你能原谅。
So then Vasudeva was telling Nanda Maharaj, he said that in the beginning, they said I was in the prison, so I could not serve you. Kamsa had put me in his prison.
Vasudeva 对 Nanda 说：“起初，由于我被康萨囚禁，所以我不能，行朋友之意。
I couldn't serve you as a friend, although at this time I'm very opulent, but at that time I couldn't do anything.
虽然我现在非常富裕，但是当时我却不能像朋友那样服务你。
Now, because I'm so wealthy, I've become blind.
现在因为我如此的富裕，我几乎变得目盲。
I'm not satisfying you properly.
我无法恰当的来满足你。
You are so kind and gentle, and you offer all respect to others, and you don't care for any respect for yourself.
你温文善良，向他人致敬，不管别人是否会回报你。
Anybody who wants to make their life auspicious, they should avoid having too much material opulence.
想要得到生命吉祥的人们，不应该拥有太多物质富裕。
If he has too much opulence, he will become blind and proud, and he won't be able to take care of his friends and relatives.
如果他有太多物质富裕，那就会使他变得目盲，变得气焰嚣张。他就不会去关心朋友和亲人。
So, when Vasudeva was speaking to Maharaj Nanda like this, then he became influenced by the the love and friendship of Nanda Maharaj.
当巴苏德瓦对南的马哈拉着诉说着钟情的时候，他深深受到南的友情的影响。
And Vasudeva's eyes filled with tears, and he began to cry.
瓦苏德瓦不禁泪盈满眶，哭泣起来。
So Nanda Maharaj, he wanted to please Vasudeva because Vasudeva was his dear friend.
南的马哈拉着希望能取悦他的好朋友瓦苏德瓦。
So so Nanda Maharaj, because he had so much love for Lord Krishna and Balaram, he spent 3 months in their association.
南的马哈拉着深爱主 Krishna 和 Balarama， 便和他们相聚一起长达3个月之久。
So at the end of the 3 months, all the members of the Yadu dynasty, they tried to please the people of Vrindavan as the best they could.
在这段期间，亚度族人都尽最大努力来使文达文的居民心满意足。
They offered them clothing and ornaments and many valuable articles.
他们送上衣服、饰物，还有其他名贵礼物。
So they all became very satisfied.
所有的人都感到非常满足。
Each of the members of the Yadu dynasty gave their individual gifts to Nanda Maharaj and his associates.
每一位亚度族人都赠送礼物给Nanda Maharaj 和随从。
So Nanda Maharaj accepted their gifts along with all of his associates, and then he left for Vrindavan.
Nanda Maharaj 收下这些礼物之后，便和随从朝着文达文而去。
But the minds of all the people of Vrindavan remained with Krishna and Balaram.
但是文达文人们的心意还都深深的想着 Krishna 和 Balarama。
So when they left, when they were going to Vrindavan, they went there without their minds because they left their minds with Krishna and Balaram.
所以当他们启程返回文达文的时候，他们都把心遗失了，他们的全心全意还在想着 Krishna 和 Balarama。
So when all the members of the Vrishni family, when they saw the friends meaning the people of Vrindavan, when they saw them leaving, then they saw that the rainy season was beginning. And they also decided to go back to Dwarka.
Vishni 族人们，他们看到本达文的人们离开，也觉察到雨季即将来临，便决定返回杜尔卡。
Remember, they'd all come to Kurukshetra.
要记得他们都来到了 Kurukshetra。
So they were all fully satisfied because they knew that Lord Krishna was everything.
他们全都非常的满足，因为他们知道 Krishna 就是一切。
And when they got back to Dwarka, then they told people about the great sacrifice done by Vasudeva.
他们抵达杜尔卡后，便向那里的人们描述了 Vasudeva 举行的祭祀。
And they described their meeting with all the different friends and well-wishers.
他们描述着他们和朋友以及祝福者的会面。
And they described all the other incidents that took place and their travel to the holy place of pilgrimage.
他们还描述了他们在圣地朝圣之途上所遇到的种种事情。
So this is the end of chapter 84, sacrificial ceremonies performed by Vasudeva.
第84章 Vasudeva 举行的祭祀就此结束。
So we'll stop and we'll ask if there's any questions.
我们就停到这里，接下来我们来回答问题。第一个问题是来自于 K 顶拜 Guru 和封建者们，为什么逍遥时光那么甜美，听了很多次还是一样觉得很甜美？物质世界的故事听了就容易烦躁。Obeisance Guru, those pastimes are so sweet. I heard many times, and I still felt very sweet, beautiful. But the story in the material world, as soon as I heard them, I felt very upset and disgusted. Why?
Well, it's the nature of Lord Krishna, that Lord Krishna and his pastimes are all absolute. Lord Krishna is sweet. Lord Krishna's name is sweet. Lord Krishna's pastimes are sweet. Lord Krishna is, everything about him is pleasing, all pleasing.
这就是这些消时光的本性和这些消时光就是绝对的。主 Krishna 的名字，主 Krishna 的消时光，就跟 Krishna 的一切都是令人愉悦的。
So when we read the Krishna book, we're tasting the sweetness of Krishna's pastimes. Material world is the opposite. Whatever's in the spiritual world, it's the opposite in the material world. The spiritual world is eternal, blissful, full of knowledge. Material world is temporary, full of misery and ignorance.
我们就以这种方式来品味Krishna 消时光的甜美，通过阅读这本书，物质世界的一切是恰恰相反的，灵性世界是永恒的，充满着知识和快乐，物质世界是短暂的、痛苦的、愚昧的。
Other question?
下一个问题是 Shama Hare Krishna 顶拜 Guru 和所有奉献者，请问觉悟自我和觉悟 Krishna 之间有什么关系？感谢 Guru。 What's the relationship between realizing ourselves and realizing Krishna?
Well, difference is like the difference between the part and the whole. You see, we're a tiny part of Krishna. So you realize yourself, you realize that you're a tiny part of Krishna. But Krishna is much more than ourself. We know ourself. You may realize yourself, but it doesn't mean you've realized Krishna.
就觉悟自我，就意味着觉悟我们是 Krishna 的非常渺小的部分。Krishna 是整体，我们是部分。Krishna 就觉悟自我不等于是就能够觉悟 Krishna。
We're a tiny part, just like one drop of the ocean. You may know about the drop of the water in the ocean. You know the qualities, and you know the qualities which are in the ocean. but there's a big difference between the drop and the ocean.
我们可能知道一滴海水，那我们就从中知道海洋的品性。但是，一滴海水和海洋汪洋大海有着天壤的区别。
We have material body. Krishna has a spiritual body. Krishna knows everything. We know very little.
我们有的是物质的躯体，而 Krishna 有的是灵性的躯体。Krishna 是知道一切的，而我们的知识非常有限，非常渺小。
So we want to understand our relationship with Krishna.
我们想要
Knowing yourself, you may know yourself that you're a soul, but you have to go on and understand about the soul's relationship with the Supreme Soul.
我们要了解，就是我们自己和至尊灵魂的关系。
Yeah, we have to know the relationship with the Supreme Soul, right? Krishna is the Supreme Soul. We're souls. We're tiny parts of that Supreme Soul.
Krishna 是至尊灵魂，我们也是灵魂，但我们只是 Krishna 的非常渺小、微不足道的一部分。下一个问题是 Mathura Lila Devdasi， 感谢 Guru 和奉献者。怎么理解 Daivi Varnashram Dharma？
Daivi Varnashram Dharma. That is Varnashram Dharma according to Krishna. Daivi Varnashram Dharma is the system of Varnashram Dharma which we want to incorporate among devotees. It requires that just like there's 4 varnas and 4 ashrams, but people are not fixed by birth, but by their work and by their nature, they're given a place in a particular varna and ashram.
我们希望 Daivi Varnashram 制度就是我们希望在奉献者之间，能够确立的这种制度，有4个 Varna， 4个 Ashram。人们不是靠他们的出生来确定他们的 Varna Ashram， 而是根据他们的工作和活动和本性来确定他们的 Varna Ashram。他们特定的决定他们特定的 Varna 和 Ashram。
The Daivi Varnashram is open to everyone. Everyone can come and take up some activity. It doesn't depend on your birth, but you simply will have to be willing to want to do service for Lord Krishna. And everyone is considered equal. There's no hierarchy.
这个 David Varnashram 制度是向每个人敞开的，每个人都可以来从事活动，而不受限制于他们的出生。他们只要他们愿意过来服务 Krishna， 而且每个人都是平等的，没有一个这个等级高低贵贱。
Okay.
Maybe she's asking what's the difference between Daivi of Varnashram and ordinary
Well,
Varnashram.
in ordinary Varnashram, people are not equal. They're, the Brahmanas are given superiority. And an ordinary Varnashram, it's done by birth. They consider more by birth. They don't think about the qualities, nature. They just think about what birth, what family you're born in. They don't care about your nature.
我刚才就补充问了一个，就是Daivi Varnashram和普通的 Varnashram，或者说，在普通的 Varnashram 制度呢，他们是这个成员是不平等的。比如说婆罗门呢，就地位就高，而他们是按照人的出生来决定，他们不考虑人的活动和品质。但我们不在乎人们的出生。36，下一个是来堕落的灵魂。有Vati Sati 举手了。
Hare Krishna. Dear Guru Maharaj and dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances with glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, if we surrender, just surrender to a pure devotee and follow his instructions, is it enough to come back to Krishna?
有Vati Sati 马拉吉问：如果我们臣服纯粹的奉献者，遵从他的训示，是不是这就可以回到 Krishna 那里？
Well, it depends how pure the devotee is. You say you surrender to the pure devotee, but are you sure he's a pure devotee?
这取决于这个奉献者的纯粹度。你确定他是纯粹奉献者吗？
The pure devotee has to teach you. He has to teach you the scriptures. He has to teach you how to engage in devotional service. You say surrender to the pure devotee. What does it mean, surrender? What do you mean you've surrendered to the pure devotee? How much have you surrendered to the pure devotee?
纯粹的奉献者要教导你经典，教导你如何从事奉献服务。您说到臣服纯粹的奉献者，那您对他的臣服度到底到什么程度呢？
Krishna said, as you surrender to me, I reward you accordingly. So, he's indicating some people may surrender, but they haven't fully surrendered. You keep a lot of attachments. So similarly with pure devotees, you say, I've surrendered, but how much have you surrendered? Just taking initiation, you think that is surrender? No, there's much more to surrender than just taking initiation.
Krishna 在《不教梵歌》中说：“我依据一个人对我的臣服程度给予相应的回报。”那有的人他确实臣服，但他没有完全臣服。那你怎么臣服纯正的奉献者呢？启迪并不就是代表着臣服了，臣服还要比启迪要更多含义。
So we have to, you want to go back to Godhead? That in itself, that's well, it's like a material desire. The devotee should just want devotional service, birth after birth.
你有回归神手的愿望，这个愿望呢，就好像是一个物质的愿望。纯粹的奉献者呢，只想生生世世的做奉献服务。
If Krishna wants to take us back to Godhead, we can go. But we just want to do whatever Krishna wants. They want to surrender, means accepting the desire of Krishna.
如果 Krishna 想带我们回去的话，那我们可以。我们是只想去服从 Krishna 的愿望，臣服于 Krishna 的愿望。下一个 Vaishnavi 哇，你妈来举手了。
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, my humble obeisances, all glories to Prabhupada. My question is, can we try to go to a pilgrimage yearly once? And this year there will be Purushottam month in July and August, and I am planning to visit India. Do you think it's good to go to Vrindavan and concentrate on chanting for a week or something like that? Or is it good to visit Mayapur because Vrindavan, maybe we are not ready for Vrindavan? Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Yes, it's nice. You go to the holy Dham, Purushottam, and you can do more chanting. Mayapur is very good place to chant.
Okay, Guru Maharaj.
Vaishnavi 妈的起，他问在普鲁舍特月想去圣地念诵一周温达文或者马普，马尔说很好，去马普念诵一周是很好的。
You want to also hear. You want to get association. Try to, if you go to holy place, you want to hear the classes.
那么您去圣地的时候，也应该去那里聆听。
Not only just chanting, but also hearing.
不仅仅要念诵，还要去聆听。
Yeah. Because of the internet, nowadays we are able to hear everywhere, right, Guru Maharaj? Like in all places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, it's better when you're directly there. It can be better.
Yeah, right. Direct classes, right? You're meaning directly to hear the classes in person. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in Mayapur, only they give classes in the morning in the temple, right, Guru Maharaj? After that, no, there is not much classes.
Yeah. Like, not usually. Yeah, just in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, Bhagavatam class.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless some special course is taking place, I don't know.
Yeah, yes, Guru Maharaj.
Anyway, as you say, you can do more chanting. You can also do kirtan. They always have kirtan going on, Akhanda kirtan. Yes. So you can always join in the kirtan.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Kirtan, yes, that will be very good. And I can, yes, Guru Maharaj, concentrate on kirtan and chanting.
All right. Any other questions?
Yes.
Hare Krishna Gurudev.
Hare Krishna Yugita.
Hare Bol Gurudev. Please accept some humble obeisances. Gurudev, I wanted to ask on I think that was similar to what Yuvati Sachi Mataji asked. Gurudev, isn't it that we are supposed to desire to go back to Godhead? Srila Prabhupada, I think I read he was telling one of his disciples that you are not suitable to stay in the material world because you will easily get trapped. So Srila Prabhupada told us, I think, he told all his disciples to always desire to go back home, back to Godhead, right? I'm not sure, Gurudev, I'm getting confused. So what are we supposed to do, Gurudev? Go back home, back to Godhead, or just because we are not suitable to be in the material world, right? I don't know, Gurudev.
If you're engaged in Krishna's service, you're not in the material world.
Okay,
But you're right. Prabhupada also, he told one girl, she said, I just want to come back and distribute your books.
Yeah.
Prabhupada told her, no, you can just go back to God.
Because Gurudev, honestly, even I find it so unsafe here. It's like, one has to be careful of every person and everything. It's so unsafe here.
Really?
Yes, Gurudev. It's very unsafe here. Even from people within the house, within the family, or even the outside world, Gurudev, is equally dangerous, really.
Really? What's going on there? I'm surprised.
I'll talk to you when you're here, Gurudev.
Okay.
All I can say is it's really not safe, Gurudev, especially when one wants to surrender to the Lord. The way people, everything they will try in the world to make you stop in doing that. So really, that's why I say, Gurudev, it's really dangerous to be here. Once you seriously want to surrender, it's not safe to be here.
Okay.
But now, as long as I have all of your blessings and always the devotees of association, that is the primal medicine that I need, and I have that, Gurudev. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Gurudev. So I can continue to always aspire and hope that, yes, please take me out of here.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, Gurudev. Thank you. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Guru Mani?
Yeah. 刚才这马达就是有 Gita Radha 他说，您刚才说，就是我们应该只想服务 Krishna， 不应该想回归神手。他就想澄清一下，说帕帕德不是说跟一个姑娘不是说过我们不应该想留在这里的吗？马哈拉说，就是我们在做服务的时候，我们就不在物质世界了。但是帕帕德也确实跟一个姑娘说过，应该回去，应该回到神手那里。大概就
Haribol?
Yes, Hare Krishna。然后那个 Yogita Radha 说，因为他觉得在这里很不安全，在物质世界。当他努力的在臣服的时候，就发现就是非常的每一个人呢，每一件事情就都要非常非常小心。他就祈求玛拉仁慈。
Okay. Any other questions?
Yes. 这个问题是来自于堕堕了的灵魂，说顶拜咕噜和佛奉献者，请问咕噜 ，Ekadasi 吃中国调料如酱油、醋、香油、味精烹饪的 Ekadasi 餐算不算破戒？If we cook Ekadasi meal using soybean juice or vinegar or sesame oil, Is that okay?
Soybean.
Yeah. Soybean juice 酱油
No, you shouldn't use soybean oil on Ekadasi.
在 Ekadasi 不应该吃酱油。
And usually we don't like to use vinegar too much either. It's not a very nice thing to offer to Krishna. I mean, you can use it at home, but in the temples we don't encourage to use vinegar.
我们通常也不会食用过多的醋。我们在家里头呢可以少量食用，通常在庙宇呢就不会供奉用醋做的食物。
And sesame, well, sometimes they use it, sometimes they don't.
香油呢就有的时候用，有的时候不用。
So it's up to you.
那是您自己定。 And also
But
gourmet powder
what powder?
味精
Wei-jin?
yeah
Monosodium glutamate.
monosodium glutamate
That's not thing for devotees to be eating.
味精不是奉献者吃的。
Not very. That's a, on Ekadasi, you want
Yes.
to, especially on Ekadasi, you don't want to use these kind of things.
特别是在 Ekadasi 就不要用这些。
Ekadasi, you want to be careful what you use.
在 Ekadasi 这天要特别小心，我们就是添加的。
Try to keep everything very pure on Ekadasi.
要努力在 Ekadasi 这天呢，让就是一切保持非常的纯净。
Use natural things, not things which are produced in factories and chemicals and fermented things like vinegar, fermented. Better not to use these kind of things.
不要食用就是工厂里制作的，特别是不要食用像醋啊就这样的发酵类的食物。 下一个问题来自于自由，顶拜咕噜莲花族和所有的奉献者，怎样理解皈依不盲从？什么是盲从？第二个问题是，只有线上联谊能达到完美吗 ？How to understand we surrender, but we do not follow blindly.
We surrender, but we do not follow blindly, or we do follow blindly.
We do not. And also, what is to follow blindly?
Well, that's why. What is to follow blindly? Well, we're not encouraged to follow blindly. Guru doesn't want disciples to follow blindly. We want you to be intelligent. Use your intelligence and follow with proper intelligence, with proper care and thought.
咕噜的不主张盲从，咕噜主张的是要恰当的运用正确的智慧，要小心，要思考。
Follow blindly. You don't think for yourself. You don't think. You just do. Just do things. Yeah, and you do things. Sometimes you do things very foolishly because you're not using your brain to think what you're doing.
盲从就是不动脑子，做事不动脑子，不思考，做事愚蠢。
Just like there's the story, the famous story about the monks. They were on the cart, and one day some of the things fell off from the cart, and the monks never got off to pick it up. So the head monk told them, "He said, when something falls off, you have to pick it up." So the next time they were in the back of the cart, and they were going along in the cart, and the bulls, they were passing stool, and so the monks got off and they picked up the stool, and they were carrying the stool in the cart because they thought, well, you told us whatever falls off, we have to pick it up. So they picked up the stool of the bull. So that's blind following. That's, what happens if you blind follow, if you don't use your intelligence.
就好像有一个故事，有一次呢，有两个和尚，他们坐一辆车赶路，然后有一个东西掉到地上了，这个小和尚也不下去捡，然后大和尚就跟他说，无论掉了什么了，你都要去捡起来。然后过了一阵子呢，从这个公牛他拉车，公牛就排便了，然后这小和尚就下去把这个公牛的粪便给捡起来放到车上。他就心想，你不是告诉我就掉什么都捡起来吗？这个就是盲从的例子，不用脑子，不用智慧判断。
So you should be thoughtful when following.
所以当去遵守、去遵从的奉行的时候呢，要思考，要动脑子，要动脑筋，开动脑筋。
We're encouraged to follow. We're not encouraged to imitate.
我们鼓励的是去听话去做，但是并不鼓励去模仿。
Imitation, try to imitate. Of course, imitation of a good thing, you could say, well, it's good. If you imitate a good thing, it's good. If you imitate devotee chanting Hare Krishna and you imitate them, that's good.
当然了，模仿好的事情呢，也是一件好事。比如说，模仿奉献者唱诵 Hare Krishna 也是件好事儿。
But if we try to imitate the very advanced devotee, how they're serving Krishna, and we try to imitate like them, then it's not good. We should understand our level.
但是，倘若我们试图模仿进步的奉献者怎么去服务 Krishna 的话，就不好了。我们要有自知之明，知道自己的层面是什么。
But if somebody imitates devotees, these guys, they shave their head, and you think, I'm going to shave my head, I have a shika. And okay, no, very nice. But not just shave the head only, but you want them to imitate the activities of the devotees, chanting Hare Krishna, following regulative principles. If they do these things, that's very good.
倘若有人看到奉献者们都是剃头的，有着 shika， 他也模仿剃了头，有着 shika， 这很好。但是还要不仅仅如此，奉献者们他们还有活动，他们唱诵 Hare Krishna， 遵守原则，也要模仿这些活动，这也是好的。
And if somebody thinks I'm going to imitate Lord Krishna, Lord Krishna danced Rasa Lila with the gopis. I want to go also to the forest with the gopis, and I will also dance Rasa Lila. Then that's very bad.
如果有人说，你看 Krishna 他跳 Rasa 之舞跟 Gopi 们，那我也跟 Gopi 们去森林跳舞，这就是很糟糕了。
And Lord Shiva also sometimes he will, they will take some, what is it, ganja, that's some drug. So Lord Shiva, he can drink poison, he won't be affected. But if we try to do it, it's very bad.
主 Shiva 呢，他还会服大麻，他还会喝毒液。如果我们模仿主 Shiva 去喝毒液，这就糟了。He is asking, if there is only online association, can we attain perfection by online association?
If you are hearing very carefully and very sincerely, if you're very sincere and hearing with rapt attention, then yes, you can attain perfection.
如果您是非常小心的、非常真诚的去聆听，而且是全神贯注的聆听，您是可以达到完美的。
Where are you?
那您在哪里？自由。自由，您能够也可以开麦。Yuvati Sachi, no, he's not. 那自由，您那个打一下您的消息也可以。Guru 问您在哪个城市
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. I have one more question. Maybe you have just given the answer, but my question was, would you explain, please, what does it mean to surrender? I mean, to surrender completely, because maybe I think I am surrender, of course, but this is not real surrendering.
Yuvati Sachi 嘛的提问说：“您能不能再解释一下什么是全然的臣服？可能我还没有真正的臣服。”
Well, it means to dedicate yourself fully to the service of Krishna.
这意味着全身心的献给为 Krishna 做服务。
Yeah. Dedicate your body, mind, and words fully in the service of Krishna.
将你的身体、心意、言语全然的臣服，献给为 Krishna 做服务。
To serve constantly and to serve favorably without material desire.
恒常的做服务，而且是顺意的做服务，没有任何物质动机的做服务。
Oh, thank you, Gurudev, very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. You know, there are two devotees there, that Russian couple, they wrote to me about the Jagannath deities, Yuvati Sachi.
Yes.
So, I could not understand their mail. I mean, I answered the mail, and then they wrote again, asked the same thing again. Like, I already answered the question. I don't know.
Yes, they received your answer, Gurudev. Now they painted their deities in Jagannath Puri, and so they are going to make the like a abhishek on the Snana Yatra with Lord Jagannath, and then they will make Radha Yatra for deities, and then you will think about initiation for them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, Gurudev. Yes.
We'll think
They
of-
understood, I think.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Gurudev.
Any other questions, Guru Mani?
two more questions.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Shama 下面说为什么回灵性世界愿望是护物质的 ？Why you said that to desire to go back to the spiritual world is like a material desire?
Well, we should accept whatever Krishna wants. If we've surrendered to Krishna, we'll do whatever Krishna wants. Krishna doesn't want everyone to go back to Godhead, just like he told Hanuman to stay here in the material world.
我们应该接受 Krishna 的愿望，臣服 Krishna 的愿望，做 Krishna 想让我们做的。Krishna 不希望每个人都回去，就像他让哈努曼留在物质世界。
So Krishna may have some service for us here in the material world. He may feel it's more important that we're here in this world doing service here rather than to go back to Godhead.
Krishna 可能在物质世界还有服务让我们去做，他觉得让我们在这里做服务非常重要，
So
而不是
devotee,
让我们回去。
so devotee will do whatever Krishna wants. He's surrendered to Krishna.
奉献者们就会去做 Krishna 的，希望他做的，他臣服 Krishna 的。
We cannot tell Krishna what we want. We have to do what Krishna wants.
我们不能指挥 Krishna， 告诉 Krishna 我们想要干什么，我们要去服从 Krishna 想让我们做的。
Yeah. Okay.
The final one is Radhesham is asking, can we offer white sugar? Because Buddhists, they reject white sugar.
Yeah, you can offer it. The white things are white sugar and white salt, white flour. They're not very good because they're bleached. To get that white color, they have to bleach them, and it's not the best. We devotees prefer to use the other sugar, the natural brown sugar, and we use also rock salt or black salt, and we use also wheat flour rather than white flour.
就是白色的，比如说白盐、白面就不好，因为它们就也是漂白了。我们就宁愿用棕糖，就是这个，或者是盐、黑盐，或者是全麦面。
Of course, we can use it. You can use it if you want. If there's nothing else, you can use it. It's not an offense, but we try to give the best to Krishna.
当然，如果别无选择的话，可以用，用了也不是冒犯，但 但是我们会把最好的供奉给 Krishna。
Okay.
Okay, Maharaj, that's all the questions for today.
Thank you, Guru Mani. Hare Krishna. Ganshir Guru Mani, Woman Funny, Ganshir Padmamuki, Juja, Ganshir Thoda Funkshenza, Link.
Yuvati Sachi, no. Okay.
Okay, Hare Krishna. One hand.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Good night, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Srila Bhaktivedanta Singh Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.